LeBron and the Lakers find themselves down early in their series against the Blazers after dropping Game 1. LA has been the worst three-point shooting team in the bubble by far since the restart, and that trend continued Game 1 when they shot only 15% from deep. Fox Sports NBA analyst Chris Broussard joining us now, so obviously they gotta be better from three. But Chris, what do you expect from the Lakers tonight?
Well, I certainly expect a win. I wouldn't call it a must-win because LeBron's been down 2-0 before. Back in 2018 in the Eastern Conference Finals, they were 2-0 down to Boston. And then, of course, in 2016, down 2-0 and then 3-1 to Golden State when they came back and win. So I still think he will be confident and able to lift them out of an 0-2 hole if they lose tonight. But I do expect them to win. I don't expect them to win in a blowout, though. I think this is going to be a close game. I don't know about buzzer beater type stuff, but I think it'll be close within a few points. And so I think the Lakers will have to put up a good number of points because the thing about the Game 1 was that Portland didn't shoot well. Whether it was good Lakers defense or Portland was just missing shots, I think the defense was pretty good. But other than Dame, who wasn't on fire himself, C.J. McCollum, Carmelo Anthony, Gary Trent Jr., none of them shot well. Dame got hot at points. So the Lakers are going to have to put up a lot of points, and I think that means LeBron is going to have to come out and be more aggressive as a scorer. He can play the floor game, and I think he will, but he's got to look for his shot. I think he'll have a couple of serious, aggressive drives to the basket early to kind of set a tone. And then I think he'll try to start getting AD and the other players involved. And if things are going well for the Lakers and they have a nice little lead, I think he'll kind of continue to play that way. But if it's tight or if they're behind, then I think he's going to have to stay aggressive as much as he can and not just in the fourth quarter as far as looking for his points. So I think AD has got to look to be better in 4 quarters, not just 2.5 or 3. So that's kind of what I expect tonight, but I expect the Lakers' victory.
I agree with you, Chris, and just to echo some of the things that you said, I do expect them to play better. I expect them to play with more intensity. I think the thing is, in that LeBron likes to feel out Game 1, and, sometimes he can steal that game even after feeling it out. But now he knows what to expect, how they're going to play him, and I expect him to be a lot more aggressive. I'm not so sure that he's going to come out and try to establish AD first like he did in the first game. And what we've seen all season, that he's gone out, try to get AD established first. But now these games have a finality to them. There's an end point. This is not the regular season where, you play one game in Portland, and then on Thursday you're going to be playing in Sacramento or somewhere else. These games have finality to them. There's going to be an end. Somebody's going to win 4 games, and your butt's going home. You're getting up out the bubble. Ain't no hanging around, and, hey, it's 1, 2, 3 Cancun. You go back to your families. So I expect him to play better. But the question is, still remains, can they hit some shots? Because if they can hit some shots, the lane will expand, and LeBron will come down the lane even more. Well, you have those 2 big 7-footers in there, and you're allowed to play that because they can't hit shots from the outside. There's no way you should be allowed to play 2 7-footers in today's game with the way the game is spaced and the way guys can shoot. There should be no way Whiteside and Nurkic could be on the floor at the same time with the way if the Lakers can make shots. But you can get away with it because they can't make shots, and you clog up the lane so LeBron and AD can't get to the basket. So I expect them to play better, but I also expect we might see JR and Dion Waiters and maybe a smidgen of Quinn Cook. You got to try something.
How about that guy Rondo? Isn't he still on the roster?
Well,
yeah, he's still on the roster.
Yesterday, according to reports. Yeah.
I'm looking for LeBron to get, Chris, I don't know if you know this, but Miss Trip Dub, she quarantined. She arrived late, so she had to stay an extra 7 days. So I'm expecting another triple-dub, but I'm more efficient with more points triple-dub. Lakers win by 7.
By 7? By the way, the spread is 6.5.
Okay. You want it?
Nope, I don't, because I got the Lakers winning by 10. I got it 120 to 110 Lakers, and I'm about to drop the third hammer on what I call the dreaded triple pick. Every time I've ever been on a show in which all three of us pick the same team, it is the classic jinx, and it inevitably is the death knell for that team we're picking. So I am picking the Lakers. Both of you are picking the Lakers fairly convincingly. You by 7. What do you got, Chris? What's your score? Like by 10-ish?
6.
Oh, you said a little closer. Okay, by 6.
Yeah, 6.
Okay, so you at least got Portland barely covering. 6.5 says Fox bet is the spread. But my point is, this has to be LeBron James night.
Yeah.
Game 1 was not LeBron James night, but I'm going to remind everyone, despite all those missed shots, all those shots, those corner threes that hit the side of the backboard, despite all of the above, LeBron James had the basketball in his hands with a 6-point lead with 7 minutes left. That should be home, James. Let's take it home. However it has to be done, if you're that guy, the best player on the planet, the best player in the bubble, you avoid bubble trouble by taking that home. You win game 1. And LeBron came up small, and he had no help from his co-star, who was all done. AD was all done in another fourth quarter. He took 3 shots. He made 1. He got to the free throw line 1 time, and he missed both of them. And then LeBron could have canceled those 2 misses because right on the heels, he went right back to the free throw line, and he missed both of them. Then he had a running, sort of driving layup up over Whiteside. Whiteside, long arm of the law. We got it, but LeBron left it a little too high on the board, and it ticked off the front of the rim, and that was to put them up 2. It was a tie game right there. And then he did have a tip in at 2:12, but with 30 seconds left, if we could see this one more time, LeBron had a wide open 3 to cut it to 2 with 30 seconds left. This is going to be a game. Got just a big old, brick
And
house.
that's his spot right there, too. That's his spot.
That's it. And he missed it wide left. He missed it pretty badly to the left. If that goes in, it's a 2-point game with 30 seconds left. I don't know. You got a shot.
Oh, yeah.
Get 1 stop, maybe. Somebody misses on the other end. I don't know. So, LeBron, you owe your team. I hope you owed them a shoot-around today because you've not been going to shoot-arounds. Maybe you could have led them to the shoot-around today, and you could have actually shot around, got up some shots, break the flow, break the jinx, break the demons, change your luck by just going to shoot around and shooting a bunch of shots in the morning that could lead to some going in early in the evening. So to me, they need to set the tone right out of the blocks. They need to take over in the first quarter and just step on the throats of the upstart underdogs led by Dame and CJ. They're just better than those guys are, and they should be better tonight. I got them by 10.
A couple things about AD, as you call him, all done. He missed those 2 free throws, and you had been pointing out he's a terrific foul shooter. 83% for, or 80% for his career, 83% in the playoffs for his career. And for him to miss those 2, that makes me wonder, was that nerves? It's one thing if he split, but for him to miss both of them,
I agree,
were those nerves. Now, obviously, he's been in the playoffs. He's played against, championship-level teams, Golden State, but never on this stage. Now there's pressure. You're playing with LeBron. You're playing for the Lakers. You're expected to win the championship, not just maybe get out of the first round. So that makes me wonder. Secondly, AD has got to be willing. If the situation calls for it, he has to be willing to go ahead and play center for an extended period. Yep. Because the reason, Skip, they can have those 2 7-footers out there, Hassan Whiteside and Yusef Nurkic, is because the Lakers are going big.
Yep.
Dwight and AD, AD and JaVale. Yep. If you put AD at center and Kuzma at power forward, that improves your shooting.
It does.
And you take one of those bigs off the floor.
Yes.
So I think those are a few things I'm wondering about with AD.
You know what? When AD said that the rim was crooked, he missed like 5 free throws after that point. Up until that point, he was making all the free throws. He should have just left the rim alone, Chris.
Maybe, or maybe he just woke up in the fourth quarter and said, uh-oh, I'm a Laker, and that's LeBron James, and the pressure is rising, and whoops, I just clanked 2 free throws.
AD 32 and 10 tonight.
32
But
and 10.
the
really.
key is win. If he gets 30 of that in the first 3 quarters, that's a problem. Which is it's very possible.
If he gets 30 points in the first half and we're not up by 20, there's going to be a real problem. We really in trouble if AD got 30 at the half and we're not up 20.
Last point. Down the stretch, it's not going to be AD who's the co-star. It's going to be Kyle Kuzma. I hope Vogel sees fit to play Kyle Kuzma through the fourth quarter because just as he was warming up, had scored 4 straight points, Vogel yanked him, and he was never he was out for 4 clock minutes from like the 8-minute mark of the fourth quarter down to the 4-minute mark, and he lost his rhythm and his way, and he did nothing the rest of the way. Let him go. Let him shoot. He's the one guy down the stretch. He is fearless, no conscience. I think he can heat up and help LeBron close the deal.
You got it.
Good point, Skip, about Kuzma. Hadn't thought of it that way. Chris, I would like you to stick around, please, and talk a little bit about the Clippers.
Yeah.
Are they actually
Yeah,
as much trouble as the Lakers?
Talk about the Clippers.
Maybe that's the reality.